Pode sim.
Chegou a banheira com a cadeira.
Tá bom? I was born in a land with the best carnival in the world. Famous for the beaches, for the jungle. Yes, Brazil in South America. My father had a small farm at Amazonas, and I have old memories of being in his airplane, a small airplane flying above it. From above, when I could look underneath the trees, the tall trees, and the rivers dancing like pythons. It was an amazing view. Little did I know back then that 50 years later, the medicine from the jungle would help me to jump into the infinity of myself, to find a profound, deep healing in my heart. Now I've been living 10,000 kilometers away from the jungles where I was born, at the other side of the ocean. Yeah, but there are two mothers that have been calling me. When my 86-year-old mother fell and broke her femur, I flew to the underneath of equator to be with her. In my mother's childhood memories, her grandmother Ricarda used to bake sweet potatoes with the pipe in her mouth, in a fire. Now my Charruas and Guaranis, Native American DNA from her side, call me back to the fire. Their cousins, Cariri Chocó, have received me with open arms in front of the fire. From the spiritual perspective, the fire represents our passions, destruction, reconstruction, reborn, our compulsions, creativity, motivation, destruction, transformation, and creation. I've been flirting with the idea of going through an ayahuasca experience for some time, and going back to Brazil sounded like the perfect opportunity to do it. I contacted my friend Mirue, Little Dancing Otter, who bridged me to meet Stan, and it was an amazing shaman. Madrecita Ayahuasca was calling me. I want to begin this video with a disclaimer. If you are just curious, or if you are into drugs and into trips and you are just wanting to have a different experience, this video is not for you. But if you, just like me, felt a calling, heard a calling in your life to go through this experience, if you want to expand your consciousness and awareness and raise as a better person, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm gonna share with you my own experience, how I prepared for it, what was the steps I took, what are my personal tips, and also the integration after it, because you've got to have the guts to go through the experience that sometimes it's just beautiful and sometimes it's really heavy. And you also have to have the guts to take steps, inspired steps afterwards, to change your life, to do something about it. Otherwise, what's the meaning of it? My intention when I've been through this experience was to make a deep, deep clean in my heart. Forgive and forget anybody that has ever hurt me. And I'm 54. I can assure you I have a list. It's a brew made of leaves from chacruna, along with the stalks of cipoja grubi or mariri. The name ayahuasca actually means vine of the dead in Quechua. That is one of the Native American languages here spoken in South America. The leaf contains DMT and the vine contains an inhibitor, so the body can use the DMT. The two combined boil for many, many hours. One of the questions that I ask myself and I have no answer is, would it have been divine intervention? Would it have been an alien intervention? How do you you have any idea of how many plants and trees are there in Amazonas? How do you find the leaves of one and the vine of the other and combine them together to expand your consciousness temporarily? It is an amazing question. This drink has been used at Amazonas for more than 5,000 years by indigenous persons. In the tribe, even kids can use it. I consecrated for the first time in December 17th with my son Richard in São Paulo, actually in Cocar, Brazil, at the shamanic farm Aos Filhos da Terra. The ceremony I've been through was led by a shaman, Chania Tehuatepelti. Some members of the Cariri Cocar tribe, they are indigenous people from Acre in Brazil, that is in Amazon. And it was in Cocar, as I said, at Aos Filhos da Terra. It's not like a guru that comes and tell you exactly what to do. It's not like this. You have to have the responsibility to deal with your own shadow. You have to do the work in yourself and with the lessons learned. You have to know how to integrate this and bring it back to your life, to your family, to your friends, to society, to be a better person by yourself. Ayahuasca is also known as the tea, the vine, and la purga. And I really knew what la purga meant. To me personally, it was an eschatological experience. Really, really deep cleaning, revelation, catharsis, and expansion of consciousness. It doesn't matter how many stories of ayahuasca you listen or you read, you will have to go through your own experience. And each experience is different from one another. That's the truth. First of all, you have to hear this mystical calling that is saying, hey, try me. Hey, come to me. Madrecita has to call you. Then you are going to go through your own hero's journey. Now, let me share with you my own experience. First, I prepared myself long before. You have to stop eating meat, drinking alcohol, using drugs, or any kind of medication for some time before. I will put a list in the description here below. I've been through a 5-day fasting. By the way, you can find the video of this journey here also in the description below. 2 months ago, I didn't eat anything besides Big Magic for 5 days. And for 5 days, before going through the ayahuasca experience, I was also just drinking juices and smoothies and not eating anything. I wanted to clean my body. I wanted to have nothing but my own mental and spiritual journey to clean, not my body. Because if you eat meat or if you drink alcohol or use drugs, you have to clean your body before you go through the experience, and it's not going to be beautiful. So I wanted to be sure that my body was clean. So I prepared myself like this. My son Richard and I were the first ones to arrive at the farm. It was still daylight. Little by little, people were coming. And we were around a fire. People got prepared. The shaman was there and the tribe also. And we took the first little dose. Okay, around 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, in Dutch we say, ik ga lekker. So I felt it. I was feeling it. I was in the power. In Portuguese we say, eu entrei na força. And the first thing that I felt is that my spirit got detached immediately from my physical body. I couldn't feel my physical body anymore. It was a crazy stuff. I couldn't feel my hands or my lips. It was like a small anesthesia. And it was such a crazy sensation. Sometimes I have, when I sleep, extra body experiences. When I go to the spiritual realm and I walk, and then when I come back, I can remember everything. It was like that, but I had this experience when I was very much awake. I could see the universe and the cosmos as geometrical forms that was dancing in colors, very beautiful. And that was the first trip. Stan, the shaman, said, okay, everybody now stand up, we are going to dance around the fire. So we were dancing and singing with the indigenous people, and I got in contact with my body again. Then came the second dose. When the second dose hit, I felt that I couldn't breathe anymore. I couldn't breathe. I felt that I was dying. I felt completely detached from my body. And when I tried to get in contact with my body again, all that I could feel was deep, deep cold. And I was stiff. Then I felt that something was not going well in my belly. I said to my son, could you please help me go to the bathroom? Because I'm not feeling very well. He said, oh, I need to go to the bathroom as well. So he took me in his arms and we went to the bathroom. He seated me in a toilet and went to the other toilet. Oh my God. I cannot describe what happened. I had the biggest diarrhea of my life. Like, it was pure water, but on the same time, I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't raise a hand or arm or say anything. I felt, that's it, I'm dying. I didn't think I was dying. I was sure I was dying. Really, really. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm dying here in this very not glamorous situation. I had to puke and I was sitting in the WC and I couldn't stand up. I took the basket and I puked in the basket in front of me. And all I could think is gratitude. Gratitude that I'm cleaning my heart. The people that has ever hurt me was showing up to me, in front of me. And I was cleaning my heart. And I was in this miracle, huge diarrhea and puking. And in 8 hours, I lost 2 kilos. 2 kilos. I felt so bad in my body. I felt that my body was collapsing from the lack of water. And I couldn't drink water, and I was just saying, I'm thankful, I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for all the moments that took me here and all the lessons in the journey. And I was cleaning myself. My son came to check on me, and I was there. And all I could say was, it's okay, I'm dying, gratitude. And he was laughing because he was in another journey. He was going through a completely different experience. He's a big guy. He's more than 100 kilos, and he's 1.85 meters or so. He's a big guy, and we got the same doses. And for him, it did nothing. It was like ha 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 for him, and he was just taking care of me. I never thought that my own son would have to take care of me. But he did that for the whole night. I couldn't get out of the toilet. It was horrible. You know what? Sometimes things have to go really bad before they go right. So if you are thinking about using yourself and deal with your past traumas, I tell you, sometimes things are not as beautiful as you think, and they get really worse before they get better. I was there just thinking, I'm dying. I was sure about it. And people came to check on me 100 times, and I just couldn't get out of the toilet for, I don't know, 5-6 hours. And puking and pooping, and my heart was getting clean, and that was the longest night of my life. Another thing I forgot to mention is before I've been through the experience, when I was there at the farm, the indigenous people were selling some stuff, and this Cocar was calling me. And I just have to have it. I had to have it. And the guy said, it costs that much. And I said, I don't have that much money, but I will give you everything that I have in my pocket for it. And he said, it's okay. So I bought it. And when I was there in the power, what came to me is the meaning of it, that this is our aura. All the feathers that here are is the aura, and special from this aura. And this means this is the pineal gland. These bigger feathers, those big feathers are the pineal gland. That came to me when I was in the power. So prepare yourself before you go through it. If you are a person who's scared to be alone, to be in silence, or to meditate, or something like that, then ayahuasca is not for you. You will have to deal with your personal, deep fears and shadows and I don't know, Everybody's got a good side and a not so good side. And if you want to heal yourself, maybe it's going to hurt more before things improve. Be ready to answer to yourself, what are your expectations? What are the things that you want from it? What is your why? Why are you doing it? So you can set an intention before you take it. So eventually they took me out of the toilet and pulled me to lie down somewhere there. And I could sleep a little bit. I was sure I was dying, as I told you many times. But as the sun rises, it teaches us the new beginnings lessons. And the sun was up again. I saw the end of the world. But the other day, everything was there again. And this lesson of the new beginning with a clean heart, I didn't expect to wake up again. So I've got to say that I consider December 18th my new birth date. And we went back home. I was really needing a shower and to get some sleep. But before, I had to make a call to somebody that hurt me deeply. And I had to make peace with him. I didn't speak with him for 2 years, almost 2 years. And when I was there, in the toilet and puking and pooping at the same time, I thought about him. And I took my responsibility for the way that he treated me, because I have given him this power. I was there and I wanted to keep at his side because I thought that my love would give him inspiration to be a better person and to treat me nicely the same way I treated him. But of course, that never happened. You cannot want something for someone else. You only have the power to change yourself. And the way people treat you is not your responsibility, but how you take it, how you react is your responsibility. So I had to make this call and to say, hey, how you doing? I felt this need so he could know that I forgave him, and I could also ask for forgiveness for my share of responsibility for what happened between the two of us. So this was the biggest lesson I had from this first time that I used ayahuasca. I am very thankful for being born again, for the sun that was rising again and showing me the lesson of the new beginning. I'm very grateful for my son for taking care of me there that night. This was the longest night of my life. I cannot describe in words how I felt, what I've seen. There is no vocabulary enough for what I've been through. It was a deep healing experience. Now, funny enough, 3 days later, we went there again for the solstice meditation. It was 21st December here in Brazil. Is the summer solstice. And we were again around the fire, the same fire. And there was a woman that was taking pictures of me. And I was feeding my Cocar and myself and thanking and meditating. And there was this green light around my heart. This green light dancing around my heart. That was crazy. It could have been seen in those pictures. I don't know what it is, but it was a healing green light around my heart. Now I'm back home to the Netherlands, as you can see from my clothes. A new version of myself was born that night. I feel more balanced, calm, relaxed. And the old version of myself who died that night was somebody that was still hurt even 2 years after breaking up a relationship, a codependent relationship with a narcissist. My first tip for you is don't put your happiness on hold for somebody who's not holding you. You are not responsible for their improvement or their happiness, even if they ask you to. My second tip is prepare yourself. I prepared myself physically and mentally. I was with an open heart and no expectations. I wanted to clean myself. I was 5 days fasting with just juices and smoothies. And even so, I've been through this deep cleaning process. And I'm sure that although my digestive system was empty, I had this huge diarrhea and I was puking for hours and hours to clean myself emotionally, mentally. That I was cleaning my heart from all past traumas, not only this relationship but everything. And remember, it's from the wound that the light is able to come in. Go with no fear if you have this calling inside of you, because each person will have a different type of process. My process was like this, but there are people that is able to walk in the spiritual realm, to talk to angels, or talk to spiritual guides, or have a connection with aliens, or access their past lives. Anything can happen, and your process is going to be different than mine. And each time that you do, it's going to be a different process also. Depends exactly what you need in that time. I have a deep gratitude for my son Richard for being there for me during that longest night of my life, for my son Alexander who helped me shoot this video, for Stan Chania Terhuatepelti, the shaman from Aos Filhos da Terra, Priscila, for the indigenous people from Cariri Chocó, Uianã. Thank you so much. He used basil to clean my aura. Oh, felt so good. They are so caring and loving people. By the way, if you wish to watch an interview that I did with Priscilla, you can watch it here. And I invite you also to maybe choose another video that I've made about the process of cleaning myself. And if you have any questions, any suggestions, you can write here in the comments below. See you in the next video.